and the truth you choose to live that's applicable to you in your life. So that's what we do as 5%ers. When we say you're a 5%er, that's mathematics right there, because you're dealing with the 5. So you got to know that you're dealing with the power. Power that comes from the truth that you see. And you can't deal with the truth unless you see it. In order to see it, you got to be looking at it. And if you're looking at it, that means you're going to what? Power. So look, listen, observe, and also respect. So it starts with the look. You got to be out there looking for what's right, looking for what's wrong. When you're looking for, that's when you're making a judgment. That's when you're making a choice. That's when you're choosing for yourself who you want to be, because you're out there looking. And you're out there looking to see. And you're going to see the truth, because the truth is the light. That's what allows you to see everything. That's the electromagnetic spectrum. That's the energy. That's also power or ability. Because power means ability also. So when you refine or you discover your ability or the truth for inside yourself, you refine it, you make it better. That's why refinement is part of being civilized. It's a part of being your culture. Because you apply it to yourself and you use it to make yourself better. Peace. Peace. Which comes from the truth. And I just want to focus on that because we're dealing with power refinement. And whether you got refinement or you don't, you still got to live it out. You still got to express it. And that's what makes us one and the same. Because we have the same knowledge. And knowledge and understanding is one and the same. And that comes from looking and seeing. Because you're not going to be able to see anything if you're not looking. Peace.
Peace, God. Peace, God. Peace. I'm just going to be real brief and deal with power, right? In mathematics, we got power, and in supreme alphabet, we got power. You got one power that's 5, and you got one that's 16. Now, I asked, what's the difference between that power that's in the mathematics and the power that lies within the alphabet? In the lessons, the knowledge equality degree in 1 to 40 asks who is the 5% is core part of the planet Earth. And when I was taught back in the days, it was telling me that Allah would give his teachers between those who were 13 and 16 years old. At 13, they was off the clock, and at 16, they was ready to get married. So when we say that we are lost 5%, back when I was getting an understanding of it, that was the women and the babies. Once you got your knowledge equality, then you became either God or Earth. That's the sign. Even the 5%, they gotta know. They know who the true living God is, and they teach who the true living God is, but they never say that they're the true living God. So, as you being 5%ers, you still have to learn and grow into the knowledge of who the true living God is. Now, I understand brothers say, yo, I'm a lost 5%. Now, I'm a lost God. I'm both. I'm a lost 5%, and if I'm not a lost 5%, how can I be a lost God? Lost God, that's all in the mathematics right there. So you being a lost 5%, that's peace, because he took the power least and made them the power most. Took those who didn't have anything. Only 1 out of 20, that's 5%, God.
Peace is God.
Peace, God. Peace, God. So 1 out of 20 is 5%. Ones that have the truth, they know the truth, and he teaches it. Because you don't understand that. Something my big brother once said to me. When you get knowledge, God, responsibility that's attached to it. And if you don't live out that responsibility, God, you'll get crushed under the weight of that, God. Understand it is that as much is given, as much is required, God. If knowledge itself affords you much, then that's as much you got to give back to it. If it doesn't give you nothing, then that's what you're going to get out of it. You're only going to get what you put into it, God. You know what I mean? So let's deal with the 5% of the 5%. Let's deal with the 5% that lies within the 16th degree. Because that right there is the best part that Allah deserves his understanding for. He deserves his understanding for his women and the baby. But they're going to teach about you. They're going to teach about you that you the true living God is. So let's not ever take that out the 16th degree. Stand before righteous teachers. You say, well, that was don't never take teacher out. Always be that teacher, God, that lies within that degree, God. I mean, each one teach 10. I know they say each one teach one. Each one teach 10. Because then when you teach 10, then you'll make 11, and we can outnumber the devil 11 to 1. Peace, bro.
Old mind dropping signs like always. Hey! These mathematics is power of refinement.
Yes, sir.
Power is the truth. And it goes with you wherever you go. I'm gonna tell you something about the power.
Right.
It's more than one. 360 degrees of that. That means that we see the truth in all obstacles, all obstacles, in all objects,
Right.
in all things, because we are scientists. And as a scientist, our job is to break things down and build it back what? So in improving the lowest and the highest, and the highest and the lowest are interchangeable. You see what I'm saying? We can go down to the lowest so we can make the dumb what? Listen. Can't be talking about people's heads. That's another form of truth. You gotta know how to present it in a fashion that it could be what? Embraced. Sometimes the light shines in darkness. The darkness contacted what? It went blind, deaf, and what? Teaching the civilized, or teaching the uncivilized to be civilized is the power that we have. That's the element that we use. And we break it down so that it's plain and what? Simple. There's a lot of things going on in this world that's hidden in plain sight because the 85% can't see mentally. So they can't see some of the things that's happening to them right in front of them. And it's our job to break that science down. That's the fundamental portion of teaching. The fundamental portion of teaching is taking something that everybody else heard or seen and then making it sound like they never heard or seen it. Because we drop it in a science or in a form where the naked eye can't detect. We drop it in a form where we say mind detect what? Mind. That's another form of the truth. Because when we say mind detect mind, that's actually telling you how to teach. It ain't mind detect mind because we God. It's mind detect mind because that's where all the gold is.
That's right, Lord.
And we got to get to that goal. So we got to get into they what? Mind. So they can say mind detect what? Mind. When you say something, they feel it.
Right.
That's mind detect mind.
Teach God.
And that's the way we teach. We teach with emphasis. We teach so that when we speak, people know that we're not just making things up. You know, we're not just talking just to be what? Talking.
Right.
You know? I was told that silence is golden. If you're going to break the silence, you better say something gold. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Don't be talking just to be talking.
Right.
You know? And that's the way I call it. In the name of one Savior Allah. It means one who enlightens others. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here to save nobody. I'm out here to tell the truth. Then you can save your what? Self. All praise is due to you. Because one only learn what one teaches what? Self. We self-educated, self-taught. And that's why we say ourselves, Lord, no master. Because we don't give credit to nobody but our what? Self. We the maker, and the owner, and the cream of the planet Earth. Father civilization, the God of the universe. And that's just not a quotation. Every last one of those statements has an what you say, attribute to it. Every last one of them. And you must go through every last one of them before you can say, I'm God of the universe. You know, it's more to being God than just saying God. You gotta know how to make things. You know, that's the universal architect. Because he make things. And and we own up to what we make, whether it be good or what? Bad. We don't blame nobody for nothing because we the maker and the owner. That's breaking down the student aroma. That's breaking down the foundation, the knowledge degree.
First degree, right?
You see what I'm saying? And that's how we teach. When you come with that kind of information, you ain't got no other choice but to listen.
Right.
Because you ain't telling them about nobody but themselves. And how to be responsible for them what? Self. But that's another important attribute of God. You gotta have responsibility. And then you gotta respond to your ability. You gotta stay strong. You know? This is, and I also wanted to say, I'm not going to put out always wrong with it, but I also wanted to say this, though. Some of y'all be getting my texts in the morning, right? And I try to give it out to everybody that's in my phone. But the reason why is because when I was taught in the 70s, that's the first order of the day. You know, you wake up, you say, what's today's mathematics? You say your degrees, right? That equip you, that's your armor. So when you come out in this field, you're ready. You see what I'm saying? So you have to stay ready, you don't get ready. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta know these lessons. You gotta embrace these lessons so that when you teach, you can show through those lessons. You see what I'm saying? When you see each other, there's nothing wrong with asking your brother, what's today's mathematics? Or how you see it. That's a conversation.
Right.
That's a conversation. There's no reason for us to look around and don't look like we ain't got nothing to say to each other.
Right. That's right.
And if somebody get offended when you ask them what's today's mathematics, that's dumb. Who cares? You're gonna be a light carrier. You got to know how to stand the heat. I'm not using profanity. You got to know how to stand the heat, because that light is hot. It is hot. And you can't drop it. Because if you drop it, you lost. See what I'm saying? And this is the truth of God. Peace.
Peace, God.
Peace.
Hey.
Peace.
Come in the name of Allah Light. That means peace material. Allah Light means the truth about God. That's all good. Now you are here. Allah Light means the truth about God. Today's mathematics is power or refinement. Power is the ability to bring forth change. If we're not bringing forth change within ourselves, we can't bring forth change in the community. We all see what's going on in the world today. So we know what's required of us. All this great knowledge that we have, so we first bring about a change within ourselves, so we bring about a change in the community. The same way Allah did for us. Power, the power alphabet is equality. All right. So how I see this equality dealing with the power. Allah showed and proved His power. We got to show and prove our power. We add His name onto our name to show and prove that we the family. This is the education that we went under, or went into, the study that we went into to learn about ourselves and become our supreme self, become our civilized self. But Allah showed and proved His power. We have to show and prove our power. Individually, successfully. It's the job that we have to do independently for ourselves to show and prove our name. That we added Allah's name on to ours. That is right and exact. I love what my brother said about the 5%, right? So, I just wanted to say this, right? Because this is something I had in my mind last couple of months, right? When you look at the world, right? You go into the world, there's requirements to be everything, right? You can't go to no job to just do what you want. You couldn't go to school and just do what you want. They had rules, regulations that you had to go according to be a part of that. The same thing it is to be a 5% true and living God of earth. See, because through being a 5% is how I became a true and living God. Okay? God went through the knowledge of piety degree. 4 out of 5% on this whole part of the planet Earth. You know who that's talking about? It's talking about us. That degree never said that they are the true and living gods. It said they teach about the true and living God. Right? But when we get to the 1 to 40, when we get to the understanding born degree, right? Anybody know the understanding born degree? Somebody help me out. Tell us you hope to see the day when the gods take the devil in the hells in the very near future.
That's our fast and pray, Allah. Live to see this day.
See the hereafter.
To see hereafter.
The Lord comes
The Lord.
in his own good time.
Yeah, his own good time. That's right.
It didn't say the 5%.
No, it say Allah.
It didn't say the 5%. It said Allah.
Say Allah.
And the question said the gods.
Yeah.
So through the 5% is how I became a true and living God. So I can do my duty, taking the devil off my planet. So I can teach that to the world. Allah did his job already. We got to do our job. I was always taught, Allah said, don't make him no portrait on the wall like Jesus. And he wasn't to be worshipped. Now I give honor to that man, because that man did what nobody else did. But also my job isn't to run around and talk about what he did without showing and proving what I'm doing. So I got to give something for my 5% to talk about. They got to talk about me, and what I'm doing, and what I did. I'm the true and living God they talking about. Our women and our babies. That's what our responsibility is to at home. At home, in our community, is our home. The planet Earth is our home. But that starts in our home, with our families. I was taught the first people you were supposed to teach is the people that you be around. Your peers. Right? So if we go to your neighborhood and none of your peers know you by your right to stand, but then over here I know you by your right to stand. You go over there, nobody know you by that name, something's wrong. You're not showing us, we gotta deal with the power. God said it, power comes to the truth. Right and exact. All you gotta do is deal with the truth. You deal with the truth, then you're going to exercise, you're going to develop a power. God said it. Allah made the power least, the power most. Because we deal with the what? The truth about who we are. Not the lie about who we are. We ain't the dumb, deaf, and blind no more. Allah didn't make us dumb, deaf, and blind. The devil made us dumb, deaf, and blind when we was babies. It's not as they ain't make us dumb, deaf, and blind. You chose that on your own. You had to believe this. This makes you very aware about who you are and gives you a responsibility. Back to that. What is the responsibility? What is the duties of the 5%? We had to give up something to be this. We had to fast. We had to stop eating pork. We had to develop a righteous character about yourself. You had to be a civilized person. You had to deal with knowledge, wisdom, not wisdom, knowledge. You couldn't be the same person you was yesterday. You look at anything in this world, it's requirements to be what they say they are. They said, right, real quick, to be an Army Ranger that goes through the Army Ranger boot camp or whatever the case, can't even think about calling themselves an Army Ranger until they graduate. You care about everything that you're going through and everything. You got to pass the test successfully. You have to go through everything that must be gone through, you know, in that world. In this world, you go through mathematics and alphabet, and you go through character development. You have to learn to be a true and living God. I got knowledge of self when I got knowledge when I was at the physical degree at 19. I was born. That was 19 years of, 19 years of wrong education. I had to get out of my system. I couldn't be the same person I was. You know what I mean? So, this is some of the things I want to relate, you know what I mean, on this power day. You know what I mean? Because power, like I said, power is the ability to bring about a change. And we ain't here to bring about a change. What we doing this for? What we doing this for? This ain't for us to come around each other and talk good and look good amongst each other. We got work to do out here. The youth is out there, wow, we all know this. We all know this. I mean, they've already agreed, they're doing what they doing. You know what I mean? So from the time of the 60s when the law came to his crew in the 60s, it was wilding too. It was wilding too, but the history I know, that's how all the gang shit ended. That's how the gang activity ended, because he brought them together for one common cause. And they came together for righteousness, not to fight and kill each other. We got the same thing going on today. Now we got to show and prove. We need a law today that got to show and prove. You got the power to change what's going on out there. That's when it get real. That's what we talking. We ain't just talking now. We just in the cipher building. Yo, my man told me years ago. He said, yo, God, I love to hang out with gods after the God cipher, after the parliament. I want to see how much God they are then. It's easy to be God at the parliament, at the cipher. You know what to say. Go into the streets and do that same talk that you're doing here in the streets. That's the only thing that's going to bring about a what? Change. That's why I have power over refinement. Because refinement is what's brought about through the power of the truth. Not that my power needs refining. It's the truth that brings about the refinement. But you got to be God and earth enough to go out there and tell the truth. You got to be God on earth enough to go out there and tell the truth. You tell the truth about what's right, tell the truth about what's wrong. To display it in a way that you can give them the insight and the foresight on the way that the direction that they're going and where they're going to end up. 40th degree said what? What will be your rewards in regards to the destruction of the devil? So there ain't gonna be no peace and happiness till you do that. Now you go with 12 rules. What came before peace and happiness? You gotta have a love first.
I had love.
You gotta have love. You gotta have a love for yourself. You ain't had a love for yourself. You wasn't gonna bring about no change. Because you was happy. Why does he like the devil? You was all right. But what I'm saying is, but you was all right. If you ain't had a love for you, if you ain't had that love to take that devil off your plan, you was all right at that degree. But truth and falsehood can't live in the same body. You can't worship, you can't serve two masters. So you got to choose one. And when you choose yourself, like the gods of earth is saying, when you choose yourself for this, there's no straddling both sides of the fence. You understand that God degree said what? There's no unrighteousness in him. There's no unrighteousness in him. That's the degree that we gotta elevate to. And the only way you're gonna elevate to that degree is when you deal with the truth. When you deal with the truth, you can look at what you need to fix about yourself, what you need to correct, what need to be, what you need to add, what needs to be built, what needs to be destroyed. About yourself. You can't lie to yourself when you look in the mirror and lie about the truth. You got to deal with the truth. It's a development. We develop these abilities. Now one person here got knocked up the same day and was writing exact that day. You was talking the way you're talking now from the day you first got knocked up. Nobody did that. You had to learn how to develop within you. You had to develop. You had to put the work in. There's no books that tell you how to do this about the 5%. We ain't had no books and all that stuff when I got now. There's a few authors that's around now today that write books about who we are, to give people an idea, give people their experience as a true and living God on earth. But to be one, you got to walk with one. And then you got to develop those characteristics within yourself. That's the power. To bring about the change within yourself. Then we can bring about a universal change. Because I love me. I love the world. Because I know it ain't no different. I love y'all like I love myself. Ain't no difference. And I know the black devil's the worst devil. So I don't take this for face value. This ain't no walk the rose garden life. You know what I mean? Like everything's sweet. The black devil's the worst devil. Yakubu's God too, and he made them. You heard my brother said I'm a Lord's God. So we ain't dealing with unrighteousness. We not making them. But when the brother you just giving the brother knowledge stuff, you know that's what he dealing with. You gotta take the devil off his planet like you have to do the same for yourself. Everything is real. I wasn't there in the 60s, but you know, I read and I look at the history and I see that law called a lot of his first group, knuckleheads and savages. So that's the way they was acting. They act like knuckleheads and savages. That's to show you that the development we had to grow. You wasn't true and living God on earth overnight. You had to grow. It's all right to grow. Grow and develop. into your supreme self, into your civilized self. You know what I mean? We came out to Richmond to add on to the cipher, to this righteous cipher. I love my brothers. I love the gods of Earthside out here. I love them everywhere. You know what I mean? We've been coming out here since born God. And I just want to add on the last little piece of history. I seen Fort Monroe on my way up here. Where's Fort Monroe? Is that Norfolk? Fort Monroe?
It's Hampton.
It's Hampton.
Hampton.
I saw it on the way up here. You know what I mean? So part of the connection that I deal with is I give the history tour in Richmond. So part of
New Halls.
okay.
That's New
New
Halls.
Halls.
That's New Halls.
So part of the connection I deal with when it comes to, you know, coming out here is that, you know, Gable Prosser was a young man in Henrico, Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, that led an insurrection or planned the insurrection. He didn't get to live it out because, you know, people told him what he was doing. He ended up being, he went on the run. He went on the run. Nat Turner was born the same year he was, when they found him out here in Norfolk. But I looked at the Fort Monroe because the governor was Governor James Monroe at the time. I don't want to take too much of his time with this, but Governor James Monroe at the time was in Richmond. That's when he was going to kidnap and change the laws of slavery, you know, to free our people from slavery. You know what I mean? So God asked us a question on the way up here: what made Jesus so righteous, bro? Anybody? What did he talk? Peace, God. What did he talk? What did he talk?
He taught freedom, justice, and equality. That's why he's our brother.
Exactly. So this is why I'm speaking about General Prosser. This was 1800, and he was fighting for freedom, justice, and equality at that time. And they captured him here and brought him back to Richmond, where he was murdered. But in that year, he was murdered on, that was October 10th, 1800. Y'all know what October 10th is, right? Okay? So, they murdered him on October 10th, 1800, and then Nat Turner was born in the year 1800, and then went on to do what Nat Turner planned to do, but didn't get to live out. So now let's bring it up to what we're talking about today, Tom. We the teachers of freedom, justice, and equality today. You got to be ready to give your life for this. You understand that God don't die. And if you are in fear of that, you can't teach. Allah is one. God can't die. I just want to add on this bill and give all you have and all the power every day. Peace of God's love.
Peace to the gods. Peace to the earths.
Peace, God. Peace.
I enter this cipher as Adonai, sword of law. I've been this culture for a real long time. I see this, the day supreme mathematics is power. See, let me tell you something about power. A lot of people don't realize. See, power is just not a word that you just speak. Okay? Power is not a word you just tell a tale about, neither. Okay? Power is the ability to move whatever you put your mind to and make it happen. That's power. Okay? See, you can say all you want to say about power. Don't say power refinement. When I got my degrees, God didn't have power refinement on that. You feel me? It was power. Brothers come with refinement. I understand the science of refinement, but what you need to understand is power is the ability to make it happen. That's that. If it ain't in you, it's not in you. Period. We call Jesus our brother because he taught freedom, justice, and equality. What you teaching? If what you teaching ain't freeing the mind of the people, shut up. If what you teaching is not bringing justice, shut up. If what you teaching is not bringing equality, shut up. Because you ain't making no damn sense. You're not teaching freedom, justice, and equality? Then shut up. Stop rocking my flag. Because if I see you, I'm going to take it. See, brothers always on the internet talking trash, misrepresenting the culture.
Brother said, why I ain't into the no violence? We ain't ready to go out there to stop no damn violence. We fighting each other. The hell we gonna stop the 85ers and we fighting each other? Every time a brother put a piece up, somebody got something to say about this brother. Mallah put a book out, and brother said, oh, another guard coming home, talk about the culture. Brother ain't even read the damn book. Book ain't got nothing to do with the culture. See what I'm saying? Child mind. You're not power. You've been refined. That's why. You want to work for the devil. That's why. Brothers don't want to get out and do for themselves. See? That's the science. Y'all want the truth? Listen to Lord's sword. How about that? Because I'm going to tell you the truth. Even when I'm wrong. I'll be the first to tell you I'm wrong.
Right.
Yeah, I put that bullshit out. I'm going to claim it. Because I put it out. And I'm a whole man. And I can fight. So, it is what it is. You know? We ain't punks neither. Brothers are scared to ask the day's supreme mathematics. Why? Not studying? Oh, that's why. Yeah, I'm gonna make it plain. I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. You're not studying. That's why the Nation of Islam fell when Elijah Pooh died. When the father returned, what happened? Everybody went their own way. Then they came back in the guard cipher years. And still going their own damn way. I'm just speaking the truth. We talk about we ready to save the world. We got to save our damn self. We need to start right here. Right here. We need a brotherhood and a sisterhood. And I'm going to constantly teach that. Because we don't have one. No brother should be talking about another brother in no city. What you need to be doing is teaching that brother. Or teaching that sister. Why ain't no earths and no cipher that I go to? That look a little suspicious, God. Somebody don't know how to treat the women or something?
But they still thinking like a woman.
I don't know, God, what we got going on here. The power is the truth. And the truth magnet everything. It make everything rotate and revolve. The truth. Why? Because it is the what? It is the essence of Allah. Allah came in the form of arm, leg, arm, supreme what?
Hey.
Supreme head. And then he born God. Huh? Through his what? Supreme mind. So now, what are you doing? We know what the Father did. I'm striving to build New Harvest right now. I got Newport News in Hampton. Me and Self, Knief, a couple other brothers. We holding it down over there. We come over here to help Knowledge Math. And the God's our boy Xavier. That's my big brother. This is the Norfolk cipher. This is the first cipher. This is why we hold Parliament here. No Parliament is to be held nowhere else. Except here. Okay? God cities. Now, for the nation, no cipher is to be held on the last Sunday of the month. Why? Because you should be in Mecca. Hello? That's where you need to be. So the unity could come back. That's the science. When the Father created the nation, He created it through his mind. So now I know I have to recreate when he tried it. Because it fell all to pieces. The glue got some kind of way missing. Place, you got to put the glue back. Somebody won't lose the glue when they was born in science to the students. They was born in cup suit science. Hell going on around here. A, B, and C in it. Instead of building and erecting buildings, we want to build and erect other stuff. Confusion. Huh? God is always Allah. Don't forget that. Black man, you are God. Earth, you are the black woman. You are a queen. Period. Don't let nobody tell you no different. And you have to walk that way. That's how you show your power. Not by talking it. I don't want to hear that. We've been talking since the 60s. And still talking about we babies. How? I never seen a 50-year-old baby. I'm 48. I'll be 50 next year. Somebody say how, right? Wow. Somebody say how, right? Somebody say how. I'm 48, but I'll be 50 next year. I don't look like no baby, do I? Yes, I do, God. December 9th. I'll be 49 this year, and I'll be 50 next year. Understand that. I walk and talk like a man for a reason. When you become a certain age, you put away childish things. And you start doing grown man things. You begin to realize that your understanding sometimes might need to just fall back a little bit. And then understand it is best to be what?
Understood.
Oh. You know? That's the science. When you out there teaching, you teach a black man the brotherhood of love. That's what you teach a black man. You want to teach him the sciences? Don't teach him the science of God. Teach him to be civilized first. Teach him how to love himself first. Because once he begin to fall in love with himself, then he can begin to fall in love with everybody else. You can't love me if you don't love you. I am for you, and you have to be for me in order for us to be A, B, C. I ain't gonna take up the time, God, because I can build forever. I love to build with my brothers because the unity amongst us is important. Like, for real. I see vision sometimes. And I see the destruction of the black nation due to lack of unity. And brothers, I'm talking about brothers that's supposed to be conscious too. But we are utterly destroyed because of what? Lack of unity amongst one another. Getting to know each other. You know? We don't have to hang in the cipher all the time. We can come over a Law Lighthouse in Richmond, or Two Barnum in Richmond. All them little brothers right here is from Richmond. Peace to the Richmond cipher. Richmond, holding it down deep. You know, you can ride up there, check for the guards. I go over all the time. I do. I come through. I love my brothers. You know, love my sisters. Come over here, build with the God, knowledge. You know, build with Born Savior. Come through, build with the God. Why? Some from Richmond too. I keep forgetting. Quiet God. But sharp. No cap. You know, I don't know that brother. That's my little brother right there, because I was taught by his father. You know? So yeah, brothers, I love everybody in this cycle. Oh, okay, y'all, you over there to clap. Yeah. Sincere. Self, all of us are knitted. We are all knitted in some form or fashion. The Father said you want to see him do what?
One of you be the best news.
You know what I'm saying? Sword ain't the best knower. I'll kirk out on you. I'm keeping it real. But I'll put that gold up and help you. Sometimes we might need a good face. Sword is a good face, but we need a good face. You understand? A good face is everybody's face. Don't forget that. Not just one. One that sniped him out. Ah, he's done. Sign up another one. They ready. Snipe him out too. Oh, no, that's not mine. Oh, thank you, God. Appreciate you. Thank you. You know, so that's the science. We don't just need one or two brothers that they can see. We need a collective effort. We need a community. We need Richmond. We need Norfolk. We need Portsmouth. We need Newport News. We need Hampton. We need Franklin. We need Suffolk. Chesapeake. Where's the guard justice? We need all of the brothers. We need y'all to come together as one so we can put this devil out his misery one more again. He's still around because we letting him live. That's real. We letting him live. We are the merciful. For some reason, I don't know why. That God, I'm gonna say peace. Peace.
Peace. Peace. These mathematics, power or refinement, right? Power is the truth. Truth is the power. Knowledge is power. Power is supreme power and force. It's energy and motion, kinetic. Refinement is the cleanliness of the element, of any element. It's a process of refinement. To clean up. You know what I'm saying? Fast. That's refinement. You know what I'm saying? Refinement is like, you know what I'm saying? I had to harness this knowledge that I got when I was young. Because the power was new to me, right? It was new to me. And I seen through the gods that I was getting the knowledge from. I seen that power I wanted. But how I had to get it, that's what I had to learn to do, which was to do the knowledge, do the wisdom, do the understanding. I had to place myself where I need to be to get it. I had to be around the gods, because they had what I wanted. And once I got it, I had to do the same thing. I had to give it away. You know, because the primary purpose of this nation is growth and development and teaching the babies and our women. And we know before all of that, you have to have knowledge yourself. You know what I'm saying? But our goal is growth and development. That's what they say on Allah School in Mecca. Growth and development. Allah School in Mecca. Growth and development. Growth. Motion. You know what I'm saying? Not staying still. I don't say on maintaining. I say on elevating. On building. Adding on. Maintaining is like, you know, you comfortable. You know what I'm saying? The science is no beginning nor ending. I don't graduate once I learn 120. Now let's go from the cradle to the grave. My duty is to teach the babies and our women. That's my duty right now. When I was a young guy, I was teaching everybody that could hit. We was holding ciphers on the bus. We was holding ciphers on the subway. We was holding ciphers in the park. See, I'm a pioneer. I'm the second generation. I got knowledge in God coaching. We was teaching in the park, on the handball court, basketball court. That's how the name New York became the city of the gods, man. The influence of the nation of God's earth is what started the women naming their babies, man, Jamel, Supreme, and Divine. Because the gods was building. That's the influence of supreme knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And what I want to build on is about we not Muslims, and Allah said crush all religion. That's what I want to build about, because for some reason or another, in this state of victory of law, them brothers that's in the peak now, they want to go under the banner of being a religion for some reason. Because God has been in the P now before them, they never bend or bow. Now all of a sudden, these, you know what I'm saying, individuals, they want to bend and bow. So they can have, you know what I'm saying, the privileges that everybody else have in the P now. You know what I'm saying? But man, we got the whole fast, man, to what the Father said, man. Destroy all religion. No. Stand on your square. Brothers been in the box, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they refuse. They refuse to bend or bow. They didn't fold. They showed the proof that Allah is the God. Brothers, man, that's what I want to build about. That shit started here. That shit was in the paper, biggest day. Oh, I heard about it before it was even in the paper. Sword told me about that shit. I was like, what? So he told me about that shit. Yo, God. Nah, now Cypher, man. We ain't falling for the motherfucking potato in the tailpipe, the banana in the tailpipe. You fall for that shit, you fall for any fucking thing. Be a man, be God, be who you say you are. Go through love, hell, all right. Love, hell, all right. I've been through hell in order to come out right. We have to go through the trials and tribulations, man, and maintain, you know what I'm saying, your principles and your morals. If you ain't got principles and morals, man, you ain't got nothing. And my principles and my morals comes from my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And the basic knowledge that, you know what I'm saying, our parents instilled in us. Principles and morals. That's what they want us to do, man. They want us to bow and fold, you know, to rebuke ourselves as who we are. Rebuke ourselves, and once you do that, we got it. We got it. That's what they want, us to bend and bow. The true and living God stand on his square, regardless to whom or what. I take the consequences, man. I'm saying I'm God, regardless to whom or what, man. I give my life. I give my life for this. Because this is my life. This is my life. I'm not trying to look for the easy way out. I'm not looking for the easy way out. I'm here, man. I'm in the trenches, man. I'm fighting for this, man. That's like my father gave his life. I ain't trying to cut no corners or nothing. I'm I'm giving it the way I got it. I got it from the true and living God that was there. I got it from the first generation. I got it from the God that was there with the Father. I ain't see the Father in the physical form. I wasn't there. I got it in God coaching. But I was around and got it from the God that was there. I got it right and exact. Because you know why? I put myself in a position to get it like that. I went and got it. I went to a law school in Mecca. I went to parliaments in different boroughs, in different states. I wanted it. I wanted it. And if you want it, you got to go get it. You going to wait? Ain't no mystery God. Ain't no mystery God. And power in the math and the alphabet is equality. We have our parliaments in Richmond every second Sunday of the month. Every third Sunday of the month. You know what I'm saying? Every third Sunday of the month, Richmond. Simon Park. Wisdom Hour. You know what I'm saying? We show our equality. You know what I'm saying? The unification of the gods and earths and victory of law. The brotherhood, the sisterhood. We got to do it. You know what I'm saying? We got to do it, man. You got to. Yo, God, don't be potential energy staying in one spot, my man.
That's right.
You need a different perspective when you go travel places and meet different gods. Because you're going to hear a lot. You're going to hear a lot, but then you got to draw it up and preserve the best part for yourself. Like the God talked about the Facebook gods and shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't never see them in no parliaments. Where they at?
Right. Right. All that internet, dude.
From mouth to ear, that's how you get it right and exact. And you can see it. You can see it in front of you. And hear it. Allah seen and heard. And that's my bill.
Peace to the God.
Hey.
Good bill. I love that. Hey, I know. Woo. Rock there.
Peace to the God and earth.
Hey.
Come in the name of Master Civilized Allah. Originally from Region 1, North Valley, now wide. Now in Region 4, Richmond, Victory Allah. Been in Victory Allah, Richmond, over 20 years. So, got knowledge of self when I was 14, and I lost my culture. All being born the power of refinement. So, you know, a lot of what I heard today is impeccable. It's peace. And I agree. A lot of 360 just agree. And all of us coming together like this, you know, is power.
So indeed.
Black, brown, yellow seeds coming together. That's what a lot want. Black need the brown need the yellow, and the yellow need the black and the brown. That's what we want.
That's
Now
right.
we have to understand. That's power. That's power. You look at power, like God said, you know, God ability to make things happen. Change. The change gotta happen within yourself. You know, with my name, Master, it takes. I gotta look at myself. You know, when you knowledge your understanding, you gotta knowledge and understand yourself. Take control of yourself. First and foremost. Then you can start controlling any and everything else, you know, within the universe. Because you're gonna become God is the universe. God is the universe. Civilized means you teach knowledge and wisdom. Things of planet Earth. You got to know, you got knowledge and the wisdom about you. First and foremost, you all the family. We all come together. You look at the God degree student enrollment, how much how much is used by the original, how much useful man is used by the original man?
That's right. Peace.
You know, 23, the original man uses 23 million square miles. 2 and 3, that's 5. Right? So, you know, some say, you know, wisdom is the women, you know, understanding is the babies. That's beautiful. That's peace. But you can't have that without knowledge. The knowledge is the foundation. That's the root. That's the base. Right? You know, how strong is your foundation? It's like when you reading your lessons, it tells you knowledge to have a strong foundation, not a weak foundation, not a, you know, wicked foundation. You gotta have a strong foundation. Because once you have this knowledge, you want to be going out to the world. And you gotta be strong with it.
I ain't hear you, God. Say it again.
Once you have this knowledge, you gotta be strong with it. That's your foundation. That's your root. All in all, this is the mind, the Asiatic mind. Asia, the body, the attic, the mind. This is where all your thoughts and all your ideas and all the knowledge that you accumulate, this is where it's housed at. Then you can go out and wisdom your power. So once you get this knowledge, you're not supposed to be the same as you did without the knowledge. Because knowledge is power. Knowledge of self is power. It's going to give you the power to refine the BS that you've been doing prior to you having knowledge of self. It's not about having power or refinement and you refining your power. It's not about that. But it's about power comes through the truth. So you acquiring truth, power. And now you can start to refine things in your life. Right? You know, so that's when the knowledge adds on to power. Knowledge added power. That's when you need to deal with power. Then you can start living out, you know, renewing your history. Wisdom power. Renew your history, what? Every 25,000 years. You know? And that's, you know, that's basically, you know, you living out your day, each and every day. Wisdom your power, law world manifest. The law's mathematics. Living that out. In the early days, what I was taught, the gods and earth would come together, the 5 percenters come together every what? 25 days. House party. God's rich mind have parties, God cycles every week. Earths have cycles every week. Now we got 11 regions. So something is happening. Something is happening. These teachings is being spread. Something is happening. And it's supposed to happen this way. Because this is a law world manifest. There's a law of teaching. It's infinite. It ain't going nowhere. God is infinite. You can't die.
Right.
That's right, God.
That's wisdom power. Utilize your power and activate it. And same thing, what I'm saying, I'm telling myself. So it's not like I'm all up here, you know, and I'm talking to y'all down here.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
We're all in there.
I'll tell you something, man. This devil ain't no jokes. It's relentless. Relentless. Millions of people died in the U.S. over the vaccinations, over the, you know, the vaccination, the COVID vaccine, COVID. People get sick. Millions of people. So he's relentless. So we gotta take care of ourselves. You know, whatever you gotta do, whatever you know about your mind and body, whatever helps you out, with vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, whatever you gotta do. to eat right, be right, so you can see right. That's
True.
understanding
Teach,
power.
God. Ooh, teach.
And but I'm not just saying eat right physically, but mentally as well. You know what I'm saying? You Asiatic. It's the mind and the body. So you got to understand our power, so we can build and destroy. When we understand our power, tell us the exact expiration of the double civilization. Answer: fire 1914. Who's gonna save you? Devil ain't gonna save you. We already see what he's doing. Devil he don't really have no power over us. Only power he has over us is what he convinces us or tricks us into thinking the power that we don't have.
God.
Teach, God.
So
Teach.
if he convinces us or gives us the knowledge or his trick knowledge into thinking that we don't really have the power or have rights, we just want to, like God said, bend over. Just fall for the open door. You see, this is why it's important for all of us to come together, because all of us got to be a best knower of something. I deal with technology. I've been dealing with technology for over just as years, 10 years. That's my career. That's what I do. But I can do other things as well. I can help you build a garden if you want. I can till the earth, whatever you want to do. You want to build a house, you want to build a shed, I'll help you. You want your oil change? You want your oil change? I'll help you.
You're learning the process.
Yeah.
Peace.
I'm universal.
Deep.
My father, my old dad used to say the seed. Pick cotton and all that. So he had to work. So I learned from him. But I also learned from the gods and the earths. And that's the power. So it's now, so understand the power degree, the 1 to 40, right? 1914, self-forsaken, 19. 14, now we're in. Some say nation of it. But it's now, dog. We gotta do whatever we gotta do now. Now. Tell us, God say, understand the born degree. Tell us when you hope to live to see the gods take the devil to hell in the very near future. Answer: yes, I fast and pray Allah that I live to see the hereafter when Allah comes his own good time to take the devil off the planet Earth. God. That's the power of the free, dog. Here, I want to build on the hereafter. What are we doing for our hereafter? The here is now. So what we gonna do after we got this power, after we got this knowledge? It's a lot of stuff that can be talked about, build on. We can build on. We can build on finances, build on economics. There's a lot of things we can right now coming through. We can take the devil to hell right now. All you gotta do is make your mind up, like God said. Go. Knowledge our power, man. Now I got knowledge my power. Wisdom your power. I got a wisdom mine. Understand your power. That's the science, right? That's the science that I'm doing. In my mind. It's our mind. You know what I'm saying? It's love. You know what I'm saying? It's civilizing to teach knowledge and wisdom. Love, you know what I'm saying? It's knowledge sight, but it's also knowledge wisdom. It don't take up too much time, you know what I'm saying? Love the event, love the parliament, love the gods of the earth. Peace.
Peace, God.
Peace.
Peace to the young
God.
God. Peace, Almighty.
And this is sincere like the Lord. I'm coming as most powerful of us right now.
Peace, God.
Okay. First thing I want to say is it's a pleasure to see all of you. I sit here and I listen to a lot of things. And some of the things that I've heard, I'm dissatisfied. Life, light, sword,
Peace.
peace unto the cipher. And God was building on the devil, taking the devil off the planet, off the earth. That's God taking the devilment off his black woman. But the one thing that I want to build on and I want to make understood, my father said, don't miss me, be me. So when he seen the dissatisfaction, he didn't go around to other gods. He went around to the individual that was causing the confusion. Ain't about no lessons. The lesson is life itself. But I'm hearing gods starting to act like little dykes. They want to bicker about nonsense. But yet you want to talk about some unification. That's impossible. Those two different poles of energy. How you gonna plant a seed when it's hitting a rock? It's supposed to hit fertile land. And that's in your black woman. But if you're not right as that, then what you gonna teach that black woman? To be not right as that. But you saying that you the maker and the owner. But what are you the maker and the owner of? I've been home 9 years now. I did 25 years. Allah also taught us to go through all systems and remain the same.
That's right.
I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. My blood pressure was 236 over 187. I'm supposed to be dead. But then I come home, which is here, and I'm hearing God's bickering about some bullshit. The one thing I do disagree with is we are ready to teach all the human families of the planet Earth. Don't stagnate me because you feel as though you're not ready. So I was in Suffolk the past day when there was a non-violence movement. Stop the violence. With my brown seed. Proud of him for doing what he's supposed to do. Without nobody's permission. But that's how God moves. We don't need nobody's permission. You want to talk about the devil, look at your goddamn self. But that is the creator of the devil. The black man. That's where the devil comes from. Is that a fact or is that an illusion? That's an actual fact. The greatest devil is the black man. So as you're not studying, doing what you're supposed to do, you want to stagnate somebody else from doing what they're supposed to do. But yet you want to talk about some brotherhood. That's some bullshit. You want to talk about some brotherhood. Brotherhood start with you. Because you the seed that's now on a rock. When you're supposed to be in fertile land. When Allah said he said, don't miss me. Be me. When he came out of Madawan, he set the nation on a different course. Do y'all hear that?
No doubt, God.
He set the nation on a different course.
Yeah, God.
Why did he set it on a different course? Because he seen brothers doing what brothers doing right now. Bickering amongst themselves. Bickering amongst women. Sounding slick with wisdom. Knowing damn well you sound like a damn fool. But you're trying to attract a woman. But yet you're rotating around her. That's emphatically non-cypher, y'all. You say you can make them. What is you making? You making some hot potatoes? not a game, man. I lived and died in prison for this, man. I seen the brothers struggle to go through the court system to get the rights for us to have classes. But now to hear is a religion now. I used to strip brothers because I was a resemblance of your firstborn black Messiah. When they seen the God coming in, everybody started running because there was a responsibility. The only thing that it wasn't black Messiah he was running from. He was running from himself.
Right.
But because when you see that heat, I don't want that heat. I accept the heat.
Right.
Because I can also give the heat. They called me the cremator. Y'all know what a cremator is. You set shit on fire whenever the individuals brought them to them. But now, I don't wait for nobody to come to me. When I see it ain't right in this app, I'm setting it on fire. Because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to protect this nation. We're supposed to protect our women. We're supposed to protect our children. How the can you protect them when you're not being a self-saver yourself? How can you protect them? God said knowledge born, knowledge culture. It all borns out to be equality, man. And if you're not creating your universe, then what universe are you creating? You're going to create derishment or you can create righteousness. Yeah, I said it backwards. You put it in motion. That's power. You put it in motion. That's power. There shouldn't be no bickering amongst God. My firstborn of my tree said God can't teach God nothing. Now you want to know who that is. If you know your history, you should already know. But if you don't know your history, you need to come see me. Or us. Because the first thing that's going to happen, that shit getting stripped. It's a cleaning process. We should be involved in every activity, especially when it comes to our communities. We should be involved, dog. Whenever my brown seed hit me, I'm coming. And that's how it's supposed to be. No questions asked. I'm coming. Allah united the seeds, the black, the brown, and the yellow. So if any one of them call me, I'm coming. Stop the violence movement yesterday in Suffolk. Beautiful thing. But where was the guards at? The guards was there, but I represent the nation of gods and earth. The guards was there because he represented the nation of gods and earth. But where was the body at? Now this starting to seem like a religion. We only want to meet on Sunday. I meet God every day. Now it's starting to seem like a religion. And that is emphatically non-scientific. We feel all day, every day. So how are we protecting our communities when we're not even protecting ourselves? But the God said, don't miss me, beat me. And he also said to go through all systems and remain the same. Right? Am I right or wrong? Tell me if I'm right or wrong. Go through all systems and remain the same. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks because of stress. Because I didn't know how to deal with it out here. Blood pressure 237 over 187. Talked to all the doctors from different states, different countries. Can't explain why my blood pressure is so high. A black woman came to my room and said, "You stressed." They told me I wasn't supposed to be here. Go through all systems and remain the same. 25 years in the box. life or death situations. Go through all systems and remain the same. Been home 9 years, going through all systems and remain the same. But can I say the same thing about the brothers I'm surrounded by? Can I say the same thing? Can I? But if you're bickering over some lessons that the Muslims had, then how can I say you my brother?
Oh, me?
I'm not saying you
I'm not
go.
even pointing at them.
No, I'm just looking at you.
That's peace, y'all. That's why I'm asking. You take nothing on face value.
Nothing or no one.
That's right, man.
Everyone has to go through examination.
Don't do nothing different, y'all. As well as one.
Yeah, there is a difference. There is a difference. And why is there a difference? Because some gods, not to say the gods here, but some gods are acting like dykes. They're still with the 85 and 8 mentality. They're still dealing with devilishment, professing to be God. That shit has to be eradicated. They have to be stripped and sitting across that desert. But you don't want to do it because that's your homeboy. Fuck your homeboy when it's coming to this culture.
Man.
That's what's going on. Because that's my man's, I'm going to let him be not right as that. I'm going to allow him to be a plague within this culture. And you know it. So both of y'all need to be cleaned up.
That's right. Because one ain't learn right. If you gonna co-sign this
I can
shit.
count on that brother there. I can count on that brother there. I can count on the God too. But I even called the God some months ago, maybe some miles ago. And I told him I wanted to kill my landlord, God. Did I not, Lord? I wanted to kill my landlord and go back to prison after doing 25 years. But I'm still here. Why? Because I should be able to go to my brother to see it from a different perspective and still walk this walk. But not only walk it, but also talk it. But we got to get rid of these devilishment that's going on, man, and especially this envious, this jealousy, and all this other stuff that's going on within the God's nurse. We got to eradicate it. Can't code it. Saying it's all right. No, that shit is not all right, dog. You're still acting like you 14 years old. That shit is not all right. This grown man shit right here. This grown woman shit right here. What you gonna teach the babies to be? So now what you're saying is it's okay for my daughter to be a lesbian or my son to be a homosexual because you're not strong on your way. Why? Because there ain't no men around. That's emphatically nonsense, bro. That's emphatically nonsense. So my question is, how are we being active within this culture, man? Why is our seeds been planted on rocks? And the Bible don't even say that. Even in the Bible don't even say that, God. You quick to pick up the Bible. Even in the Bible says it has to be planted in fertile soil. If it hit a rock, the shit is dead. So what does that say about you as you being the planter of that seed? If it's in a rock, you are still mentally dead. But some recover. So when you can start the process of recovery? Real shit. When you gonna start the process of recovery? And stop using excuses. When? When you see these brothers out here with these long ass names, oh yeah, that's the God born, but yet man, come on, man. When we gonna eradicate that bullshit? But they are the ones that's getting our earth with that trickery. But we're standing for it. When is that gonna stop? When are you gonna stand on your own too? When we stop? Man, there are mass shootings in schools now. There was a mass shooting with 14 or 19 babies got killed, man.
17 to 30.
What else gonna happen? What else needs to happen for God to be present? What else? You gotta come to the school and make us start killing up there, and then we're gonna wake up. But you saying you God of the universe. So every square piece of this land is yours. Isn't that what your degree say? Every square inch. Every square inch. Isn't it what the degree say? But you only got 5% of it. And that only occurs on Sunday when we have parliaments. Come on, God. Come on, God. So, my advice, man, tighten the fuck up, man. Because you come around me with a bullshit on God or earth. Come around me with the bullshit, I'm setting that shit ablaze. My father said, don't miss me, be me.
That's right.
And I'm going to stand on that.
That's right.
And the Bible
Miss
says
me,
about
wink me.
the only way to the Father is through who? Through the Son, right? It's in the Bible.
It's in the Bible.
Right? The only way to the Father is through the. Okay. So if your history is not right in this house, tighten up.
So, yo, God, let me ask you a question. All the people that you was talking about, the beefing and bickering, they're not present, are they?
I don't know. Who are they?
I'm asking you a
Who
question.
are they? Who are they?
Shit. I'll tell you about it.
Who are they? Who are they? Hold your hand up, you over here bickering about lessons. But yet you ain't teaching them goddamn about it. Who are you?
Oh, that Mr. Big
Our Father prescribed for us to teach. Be teachers, educationally, socially, and culturally. I was a teacher at age for 9 years. I had many brothers and sisters get their GED. Culturally, educationally. I don't take no props for that because that's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I'm supposed to do. But now, thinking about some lessons that's probably still fucked up. Huh? But you ain't teaching nobody. That's even more fucked up.
That's crazy.
But you gonna think about what a lesson say. They're Muslim lessons. They're not ours. We just took it and made the best part of it. Because we drew it up and seen it what food it really is. So if you one of them dudes that was beefing about some lessons, you and I need to be. Tupac.
I'm not.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't discriminate when it comes to this.
So, you made a statement. You said my name. So
Yeah, I said if you are one of the ones,
well, you should already know that. If you know me,
hey,
you know what
we
I'm
don't
saying?
do no bickering on no lessons, God.
That's what I'm saying.
That
Because
should
the
be a
lessons is
topic.
walking. The greatest story ever told was told walking,
That's right.
not talking.
I'm ready to go through 120. Shit. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't matter about you going 120. Regardless of what somebody else's degree say or what yours say. There shouldn't be no differentiation. Then with another person degree, what is you doing with the degree? Are you living supreme mathematics or are you talking supreme mathematics? There's a difference.
But you first gotta learn. You gotta know it.
Are you living supreme mathematics or are you talking supreme mathematics? There's a difference. and we done with the talking. My example, living mathematics ago, when I came home in 2013, I rode a bicycle for a year and a half. There's no excuses. Oh, I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, the man don't want me to get a job, or the man don't want me to be successful. Year and a half, and I was going to school at ITT Tech, fresh out of penitentiary. So there's no excuse. That's living mathematics. I'm not talking mathematics. Living mathematics. So if you're not living mathematics, carry your ass. Get up the next person way. The chosen few do what? Choose themselves. And that's fact. And only when you choose yourself is by you teaching what Allah taught. That's how you keep his legacy alive. Let's stop with this bull, man. Let's move forward as we was taught to do. This shit is stagnating us, man. That shit is in the way. Now I'm going to go through this. Individuals standing around here, they ain't over 40, 30, 17, 12. Let's move. Let's be active. Let's activate. Let's stimulate. Let's motivate. Let's dominate, y'all.
Dominate.
Let's dominate. But if we got to go through them 9,000 miles again, God, you starting from the bottom. Point blank. With that, I say peace.
Peace. Peace. Peace. Peace. Peace.
Peace.
I come in the name of Allah, you Akbar. Originally from Lord's Island. And I preserve the best part for myself and my family here in victory of Allah. So I say peace. 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 The reason why I did that is to let everybody know that Allah is God and is seen and heard everywhere. The north, south, east, and the west. I see today's mathematics as being power. Power is the truth, and the truth is the light that I shine, the wise and the what? Blind, deaf, and dumb to awaken them from their dream state of darkness. It's a knowledge that one has that they apply to the culture to make their knowledge believe. So, I'm going to be super grateful. All right here is knowledge. I think mathematics. So I want to give this big shout out to God because I know he put this thing together, and I know the topic of the bill was unifying the 7 cities.
Peace, man. Peace.
And as long as I've been in this area, we've had rallies here in Norfolk, but it's kind of been like hit and miss. So when I saw the topic being unifying the guards, I think we're doing that right here. Because I think every 7 cities is represented right here in some form or fashion. And if it's not, I see the energy that the guard Adane has been putting out on the social media to bring the guards together. So one thing about the social media is that, we say Allah is seen and heard everywhere, but social media can be like devilishment, but it can also be used for a tool for improvement and getting that message out there that needs to be put out. So saying that, it's a good thing if you use it properly. And if not, it can be a detriment. So there's been a lot of bickering. I've seen it, not to reiterate what the guards were building on, but I've seen a lot of bickering on social media. And what I did myself is just pull myself away from it because it's not it's not productive. So I just removed myself from it. The time that I did get on recently, I saw that there was a part of it, and I had to bring the family out, bring myself out, to say peace to the gods and peace to the earth. So I'm gonna keep it super brief, and that's my bill. I say peace to the gods, peace to the earth.
Peace, God.
Peace to God.
Peace. All praise due to Allah, His right hand man, justice seat. I come in the name of the Lord, Father, Son, and Lord. Power, somewhere your power will change the outlook of people that don't know, people that was aware. Now, you know, this brother here, man, all praise to that brother. Real, man. You know, this brother lived a real hell of right. We come from the yard, we come out here, we're doing the same thing we're doing in the yard out here. Nothing changed. You gotta go through all systems to make what she's saying, dude. That's a fact. You know what I mean? We shaped the minds of those that was incarcerated. Now, when I say that, right, you gotta think about what transpired. And what transpired at the time, I'm talking about 97, so you got 97. I came around like 98, 99. I was around. Yeah, you said came in 97. Well, you coming here, 97, right?
Yeah, here.
Yeah, come here, 97. All right. 90% of our teaching, I'm gonna tell you my teaching. I've taught many brothers in the 7 cities. Norfolk to be exact, Virginia Beach to be exact, Portsmouth to be exact, Chesapeake to be exact, even Richmond. I poured the seed out there when I was out there for like maybe 6 months, 7 months. Named Power, what a coincidence. You know what I mean? But in the course of what we was taught, right? So we were taught what that story called? The greatest story ever told about the love of law. The questionary by law, questionary of the law, the marathons of the law. Anything you can think about, information being brought or taught about the law himself. The brother was miseducated. Even me, even my educator. My educator was Lord Prince, born Asiatic in law. He changed his name to Lord Prince of Law. She said, he was miseducated. He didn't know what was going on. And we had the power paper at our disposal. I'm talking about 99, 98, 99. See what I'm saying? I'm 41. Never strayed away from civilization. Never went AWOL. Never stopped teaching. Never that. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, we changed the outlook. We changed the game plan. So a lot of brothers were saying things that they didn't know. They were studying, they were memorizing it, but when they got checked, when they got sent up to Mecca, they got shot down by Mecca. So the body, the pieces of the body had to fall away. Victory or law. That's where the bodies and the pieces fit. Y'all familiar with Lord Azan? Y'all familiar with Lord Versatile? Y'all familiar with Doc Boom? There's a lot of names I can drop that paved the way, that made what y'all doing here accessible, easy. Why? Because brothers that's in there, we teaching them. While brothers out here, God teaching them. So we all teaching at the same time. Some of our time, our point of arrival is on a later date. I'm talking about those that done time. I did 17 bullets, 17 challenges. Whichever way you want to put it. Straight. 25 years. Straight. There's a lot of brothers here that done time straight. Teaching hardcore. It's a difference when you just teach it and you teaching it hardcore. You see, we teaching hardcore. We don't give a fuck who you are, what you about. You need to know that the black man is God. I tell the guards all the time, man, you got to protect them. They women, they children, mind and body. I'm not teaching men no more. My last one, 8 years old. My last one next to that, 22 years old. I ain't teaching niggas no more. Niggas go read a book. That's my book. I definitely challenge on that level. I'm teaching women and children. They deserve my time. They deserve what's in my head. Because the key told me a long time ago that I was going through a crisis. So everybody forward catching them going to the box. You know what I'm saying? Where, yo, God, listen, don't lose your mind. Your head is inside of you. So in any crisis or what we doing, how we doing it, we got to remember it comes from our powers. There's a power to do good, there's a power to do bad. And there's consequences on both sides, reward, penalty. We get power for teaching it. What the Muslim, what the Christian, what the religion world do not know is that Allah came after Elijah. That's in the Bible. That was meant to happen. Not Malcolm X, not Louis Farrakhan, not Nelson Mandela, not none of these motherfuckers. B. It's predicted. It's in the black and white, in the Bible. Anybody got a Bible? Go get it. Look for it. That's who came after Elijah. Allah. They said God. That's who came after Allah. He paved the way already. What else to do? You can't pave the way. I heard a brother talk about we self-taught. No, we do. Allah was the only man in this nation self-taught.
That's right.
If you was self-taught,
That's right.
born you a culture.
That's right.
Bring you a person here.
That's right.
That's it. There's nothing to talk about. We debate, we argue. That's the fourth degree. We cause confusion amongst each other because what we know. It shouldn't be a contest. It shouldn't be a competition of what we know. What we know, we're supposed to be teaching it. That's what we know. We over here talking about what degree say what. Who said this? October 9th, October 7th, October 10th. Those days he met them people. That's it. Those were days he met young people. Look at the script, look at the movie, look at the title. He met people on these days. How many people you met on the day of the month? The fuck?
Ain't no mystery. Ain't no mystery. Teach him, son.
Man, son.
Teach him, son. Ain't no mystery.
Man, it's hard to teach these niggas, man.
But you love them, so you gotta teach him.
No, I'm gonna tell you this, right? I done taught damn near all the Norfolk, for real. Now you drop my name, father, son-in-law, in that bucket, they're gonna be like, yeah, I remember that brother. He always took it around the yard. I call that shit the unibrook. We used to run rap, talking about laps around the unibrook, teaching brothers up from sundown, talking about sun up all day. How you used the 229. That's a number.
Unauthorized area.
229. We used to do that. I used to do that. I was the head of charge of that. Yo, that y'all gotta get what he gotta get.
229 and
what
teach.
he gotta know. That's our job, B. If none of us don't know, we supposed to use each other to find out.
That's the culture born, God.
It's just that simple, man. If I don't know what's going on in that area of Richmond, what I gotta do? I gotta hear a lot of life. I gotta give it to God, motherfucking football. I gotta give it to God over here. If I'm gonna tap in, like I always say, man, I'm just a guest. I'm just a guest. I ain't never been initiated. I ain't never been recruited. I'm just a guest. I'm a traveling man, just like my old man Justice C, man. I'm just a traveling man, man. Teaching the way it was taught, how it was demonstrated. That's it. It's not hard. We talking about differences that the white man made up. That's all Willie Lynch shit, B. Yo, I don't like you because you brown. I don't like you because you wear polo. I don't like you because you wear Puma. All the dislike, but if you cut the light off, you can't see nothing. So you can't argue about nothing. You cut the light on, we start identifying with titles and things of that nature, and we get to fighting and killing each other. Over what? You reading the same thing I read. Who the original man, my man? Who the color man, my man? How much you land is used every day by a total population of players? These are questions that's asked. How we get the understanding of the question by teaching people that don't know. Fuck who know it. I'm tired of looking and reading and talking about who knows it. And why them people over there, let's march over there. Let's all march over there. Let's see how magnetic powers. Let's see how magnetic trash. Let's see if it repel or repel. Let's see. Let's really see if that's the case. I remember this post is taught and based on show and prove. You gotta show and prove. You got to, it's based on show and prove, man. It's not based on show and tell. We take show and prove and we singleize it, right? We singleize it as, oh, you don't know your 120, then you not God, you not civilized, you not none of this. You just a savage. Damn, bro. It's a man that's in your own culture, he's in your own lineup. If you don't know the lesson, you treat him like a savage. You teach him. That's why Allah, he eradicated them house parliaments. When Allah came home, he taught patience. Besides changing the course of direction, he taught patience. These were things that he was seeing brothers going wild. He was in the cell, brothers argue all day about brothers coming home, but Allah was in the cell, getting case from you whoo-woo, writing you whoo-woo, and you whoo-woo telling them what the fuck going on. Throughout on the land, he was God that he was writing. Ain't but a few gods was getting letters from Allah. Everybody was not getting mentioned. So when I'm saying what he was seeing by reading Uhuru letters inside Matterhorn, inside the tombs. He was there the whole trip. You know what I'm saying? Where he's seeing brothers go wild. Brothers is running wild. They screwing women. They using what we know to screw women. That's messing up the population of the planet Earth. Like I told the God this morning, B, you got birth control, and you got birth record birth control. She said you gotta know the difference, B. You gotta know who dealing with birth control. You gotta know who got the birth records. You gotta know who the hell is born in this. A lot of brothers talk what they say and what I'm doing right now. That be never seen it. Facebook gods and all them internet niggas, they were just like us. They would come in the ciphers too. They became dissatisfied. Poor choice of words. They became dissatisfied because why? Because they thought they could build something else, built from somebody that put it in existence already. You can't take nothing away from a law what a law done already, B.
That's
You
right.
can only add on
Add
to
to
it
it.
or move the fuck on from it.
That's right, God.
That's it.
That's right.
Why are we wasting time? I ain't got time to waste with grown men. Never. I don't teach nobody nowhere near my age. We can talk, we can converse. Cause I know the old don't got nothing to offer the youth, bro. We allow the old amongst the youth only if the old can offer resources to the youth. But we ain't allowing no old amongst us, man. I'm with a grown ass man, old ass, grown ass man. I'm 40.
Right.
So you above 40, you an old ass man, man.
Definitely an old ass man.
You's an old ass man. You gonna deal with degrees, you gonna deal with physical categories, the degrees and levels of age. It's a big difference, man. They just acting like little kids. They act like they don't know what this shit is about. They act like they don't know what to do. So when a young man like myself come along with an older man, telling the older man, listen man, you're supposed to be doing this, you're supposed to be doing that, you get bent out of shape, like the God was saying. You get in your emotion. You start kicking out. I've been doing it for 40 years. I done met this God. Yo, I was taught by this first generation of God. Me too. I never met a law. I call my brothers up now. ABG number 7. Oh man, R.I.P. That's my black chief, but my black chief's home now. Lord Phenomenal. So anything I can get it on, I can get on top of it. If I don't know, I know Lord Phenomenal. I know Lord Phenomenal. Everybody in this motherfucking culture. I know his ties run deep, but that's if we got to go there. That's only if we need to get something that we don't know about the law. Everybody quick to teach about themselves, but they don't teach nothing about the law. They don't teach nothing about the law, man. Just listen to them. They talk everything about themselves, what the fuck is going on. They don't care nothing about the law. A law is the reason why you looking the way you sounding, man. A law is the reason why people's listening to you. It's a law, not you, my nigga. If you wasn't a part of this, I don't care. I'll put my money on every $100, on every $1. They would not listen.
No.
They would walk right past niggas. Easy. If you chose to do it on your own. I ain't meet a man yet. And everybody I've seen try to do it, it was always violence. I didn't see dudes create those type of movements. Why? Because they know the power of the mind. They know the power of influence. See, power is the ability, dog. It's the ability to change. Whatever you see you don't like, power is the ability to change it.
Change it.
Whether you speak on it or do something about it, that's the power of power, is the ability to change.
That's right, dog.
If I don't like this, what I gotta do? I gotta think about it. I gotta go up there and do my homework. I gotta research on how to get a solution. To every problem, there's a solution, my man. But some of the solutions that coming up, those some of the best solutions. Got no energy for group activities. You know what I'm saying? You gotta kick that. Yo, God, you gotta teach women, teach children. You gotta go hard with it.
That's right.
You gotta protect them mentally, you gotta
Right.
protect them physically.
That's
But
right.
when they come here, they like scatters. God is like wolves. That's not to take any of us or anything like that. But that's the reality. It's like they pray. Women bring the men out. That's sad to say, but it's the truth. These numbers is growing everywhere. New Harvest, Power City, Norfolk, all these cities, Richmond. That's an outskirt of the 7 cities. That's here. I tell the God all the time, yo, we need to have a meeting. Everybody that's saying they G.O.D., we need to have a meeting, not a parliament, not a rally, not a show and prove, not an Earth Appreciation Day. We need to have a meeting.
Granny.
We need a count sheet.
Granny. We're gonna do that.
Perfect. Remember this. Perfect.
Next month, second Sunday. How about that?
Write it down. Have brother get a composition notebook. It's like $2.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Write names. Somebody take a tab. Somebody record it. But we're bringing in more people. If anybody noticed this. If anybody noticed this. We're bringing in more people. So the people that we bringing in, the people that's on our side got to be strong. You see what I'm saying? Got to be strong.
That's right.
We here to teach, not argue amongst each other.
That's
we
right.
Here to unite. That's what the law told us. That's what the law did. He showed us. He demonstrated that. He showed us how he was teaching the black seed. He showed us how he was teaching the motherfucking brown seed. He showed us how he was teaching the yellow seed. He showed us how to teach a white man.
That's right.
He told us how to teach a white man. He went against all odds.
Facts.
Brought a white man involved.
Teach.
He was dealing with
Teach.
it. Was only natural. That's common. But you gotta look at it though, B. You gotta look at the script. Look at everything that's involved. I've been dealing with the universe, the creation of the universe, right? From an idea. An idea is here, right? We all here around this idea. Now, one of us is going to take this idea that already been here and make it boom. Now, those that haven't caught what I said, right? I'm talking about right now. We can take an idea. We want to generate $5, right? Dollar piece, anything, right? And from the time this day ends is what we have. You know what I'm saying? And from what we have is now what we accumulate. All because of an idea. It was an idea here. This one man came up with it. One woman came up with it. One child came up with it. We need to do this. Everybody jumps on it but a few. There's always a few. It's not many. It's always a few. And that few is two. You think it's three more, but it's really two, but you don't say a couple. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things you just don't say so understand it can be born. The idea can be born. New Harvest, prime example. Boom. Idea already here. Just like Norfolk. These are ideas that's already here. We can strengthen up the ideas that's here by making them boom. We don't have to add on new ideas. That complicates the situation in the continuing of what we trying to make boom. I like you because I know you build it. You a face here, always. Every time I see you, I see here, I come here. I see you at the site, whether it's in New York, whether it's Richmond, whether it's North Virginia, wherever it's at, I see certain faces. So we know who here. We know who here. Why are we battling with brothers that we know that's here? We supposed to be battling with brothers that's stopping brothers from coming here. That's who we supposed to be battling with, man. Battling with brothers that's coming here, man. That's how you lose numbers. That's how you lose seats. That's what Dumas was kicking. Yo, you losing seats, man. That's how he had to break it down to us. You talking about we all wise and all civilized, we all gods in the universe, and blah, 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 blah. He had to break it down just in the form of just a statement, just a sentence. Yo, we losing seats, man. We losing seats. Why are we losing seats? How are we losing seats? Why? Because we're not teaching. Teaching is our greatest power. Law said that. Law did that. Man, I still be trying to figure out, did he have a job? I remember some of the jobs they said he had. But damn, you getting off for school buildings, you getting off for bus trips, airplane rides, all that. Just from teaching. See, that's our power. That's our only power. And teaching and uniting. We unite by teaching, y'all. You get brothers out, you get your numbers out to brothers don't even hit you back on time. You know what I'm saying? They wait weeks later, don't respond to texts. That's no way to build a nation, man. You wouldn't treat a woman like that. You be calling her in a DM, figuring out, yo, what you doing tonight? Yo, what you doing tomorrow? Oh, man, you gonna try to meet up with her any way possible. But your brother, no, man. What is brotherhood today, man? That question was asked. What year that question was asked God? Like 2003? 2002, like 2003? What is brotherhood today? That was public empowerment.
I figured it out, my son.
down. Go to a little bit. But yo, listen. Well, yeah, some of that, my memory serves me correct, right? Some of that was published in the Power Paper, right? What his brotherhood did. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Son of man, too.
you gotta ask the question, right? Why is this question is asked? Why is this question asked? If we speak of brotherhood, you asking, what is brotherhood today? Why is that question asked?
It's not a brother.
Why you have to ask that question? See, sometimes you gotta step outside to look inside. Then but you gotta control the in. You gotta control the inside and the outside, man. Like a lot of brothers, man, it's a difference. Like if you having a hard time being a man, you can't be God. You gotta be able to tell people that. You know what I'm saying? Especially those that's living this. You gotta be able to tell them that, man. If you're not teaching, it's hard. Like the God said, man, you can't bring that around me. You can't do that around me. I ain't gonna allow you to continue. That's why my contact is like 10 people on my phone, man. I gotta get it right. Let me get it right. But what I'm saying is, communication, bro, is our only lifeline. If we don't understand on how power is controlled, power is can be manipulated. See, these are all things that come with power, bro. Everybody want that power. But when that power comes to them, they fold. It's always wise, man. Whoever's the best know, whoever's the historian, whoever's the scientist, whoever's the engineer, whoever's the best they are, let them do their job the best way they know how. Some brothers that be talking on situations on field that really ain't got nothing to do with nothing going on in this beat. And that's not what we should be focusing on. How to come together. What's going to keep us together? Do we gotta get some new glue? Glue is garbage right now, bro. Gorilla Glue is popping.
That's popping.
Yeah, Gorilla Glue is happy. I got that Gorilla tape.
That's
Man,
popping.
you can take a body up in 10 minutes with that tape, bro. You use sky tape, duct tape, you in trouble, man. I'm telling you, man. It's gonna be hard to get in the truck and everything. I'm telling you, man. Put up that difficult, man. The thing is, man, the teaching, man. Spreading the word, man. That's what Jesus did, man. Jesus was just more than our brother, man. Jesus was in the struggle, man. Lives was being taken. I'm talking about physically. I'm talking about in cuffs. I'm talking about killing us, man. They came up with them laws. If it's a male child, kill him on sight. You gotta remember all these rules and regulations they placed on us. And for us to know about all these rules and regulations and still be a victim today, y'all niggas out. You a goddamn fool. That's what Keith always tell me. You a goddamn fool, man, if you think that. If you think that to be what you saying and what you heard, you got to be a goddamn fool. And that's the thing about us, man. We're not fools. We're not uneducated. We're not stupid people. We none of that. We are supreme beings. You dig? Supreme in everything we do. So it shouldn't be no competition. It shouldn't be no, why we can't come together. Yo, listen, call somebody that's involved with everybody. If you can't get along with nobody, there's solutions on how to come together, stay together, build together. There are solutions, but you can't put all that on one man. You can't put that all on two people. You can't put that weight on three people. Everybody individually has to carry their own weight. Each earth is held responsible for their own cipher, B. Period. Nobody don't have to tell you to get up, wash your face, brush your teeth, go to the restroom, man. Nobody shouldn't have to be told that. Nobody should have to do that outside of jail. I gotta tell you, go look over your lessons, Yo, why don't we do it together, y'all? I set it off. Instead of bringing it into a competition mode, just set it off. But sometimes it's the alarm, yo, we about to go put 120. Brothers like, what? I ain't put 120 like 5 months. I gotta go. I'm talking about pick up the phone real quick with her. Oh, yeah. Now I gotta go, brother. I gotta go. Day 5. You gonna be ready by 5? Yeah, goddamn, I'm gonna be ready by 5. You gonna talk about holding 120. These excuses that we find to do. Instead of just building on the understanding of it. Brother can't hold cool. There's a lot of old brothers in the nation that was in year 1 couldn't hold degrees, B. These brothers ain't the only last brothers or first brothers that's not gonna be able to hold degrees. Some of us is able to do it, some of us is not. I'm not gonna sit here and waste time because he's not. Yo, what's your understanding of this, brother? What is your understanding? What is your movement? But I think too much more. I got that score right here. See score, that's what I'm coming to. I'm gonna end out with this. Preach to God, you know what I'm saying? Teach wherever you go, man. Don't let no one stop or change these teachings, man. That's the bottom line.
Because I don't know I'm having time to get back in here, man. But I didn't mention something. We called Norfolk now Freedom. I'm gonna give God his credit. He came up with that name, and I see that because Norfolk is one of the primary places where our people was brought over here on station. Some of us are still here, but I don't get too deep with that. But you know, on top of that, now freedom, because this is the time. Freedom is always now, or it should be. So I'm saying, so it's now freedom, and not so much looked at as the place where we was put in bondage. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and the topic is of course to keep building it. I appreciate that, God. You building the topic. You know what I'm saying? You know, but uniting God's cities. You know what I'm saying? Uniting God's cities. That's the topic, and Norfolk is called now freedom. Peace.
Peace. Before you start, peace. You know, I come in here with a lot of tools, you know. I just want to say, you're talking about teaching, you're talking about power, you know what I'm saying? Got my brother right here on teaching. It's my crew right here, you know what I'm saying?
Hey. You say that's your physical brother?
No, it's not my physical
Oh,
brother. It's my crew.
okay.
It's my crew. It's on teaching.
Okay, that's peace, though. That's peace.
I want all y'all, you know, as my brothers, of course, you know, welcome them in, give them the knowledge, give them history, and give them jewels that he needs, you know what I'm saying? To keep going, you feel me?
Gotcha.
That's all I wanted to do.
Peace to the gods.
Peace.
All praise is due to Allah. Always. True and living God. True and living God.
That's right. Say that.
That man, one mind, came in. We got the pleasure to do this work together. He initiated by himself. We got the pleasure to do it together. That's why it's important that the God's saying, reuniting God's city. 7 cities combined. We got work to do. I mean, this is the power day, the equality one. We have to know and understand how to exhibit our power in the most supreme equality way. We got 7 cities. How can we put that and bring that cipher together? That's big. You see what I'm saying? So, from the gods constantly building, ideas was born. How could we collectively bring God's city together to be on the same page in the same book, so we can make things born and continue life as the way it should be? You gotta constantly born. You gotta go through the proper stages of mathematics to be born. That's why our supreme mathematics start with what? Law. Knowledge. That initiates the process. Knowledge. We ain't talking about mere information. We're talking about information that has been processed, shown, and proved. It has to be shown and proved. So what we decided to do is take these areas before they become deserts. The 14 million square miles, but that manifests power, right?
Power. Deserts.
We got to utilize this useful land before it becomes deserts. And you know, the reason why it's called a desert, because it's less light. You see what I'm saying? It's less light. Life is not in abundance in the desert. But we the true and living gods in the earth. We ain't allowed that to happen. Not on our watch. That's why the cipher is what it is. We rearrange certain things to make certain things manifest itself in its true context and behavior. Because sometimes things go off course when it's not properly managed. It's 2022. I've been on home now 14 years. Time is speeding up. Why is it speeding up? Because we ain't properly managing it. We have to properly manage time to get the best out of it. To get the best out of time, You have to properly manage it. We're not going on another 5 years, man, with the same thing, repeat the same thing. We're not chasing our tails. We're the true and living God. It's multiple of us here. I could go around this whole cipher and learn something from every last individual. Even if you don't have knowledge of self, I could learn something from you on how to do something. So that's important. Constantly coming together. The gods travel out here from rich mind. How many times did y'all do that? Since y'all had knowledge. I can't count. Y'all been out here multiple years. Multiple times. How many times we been up there? How many times we came together? This is multiple times, man. So therefore it's showing and proving that there's no imaginary lines dividing us. The whole planet Earth belongs to who? But we can't maintain it or add on to it if we don't properly manage it. We have to come up with ideas on how to bring God's city together.
That's right,
You see what I'm saying? So what we did was we united Newport News and Hampton for that New Harvest.
That's right.
The guards in Norfolk, now called Now Freedom, is closest to Virginia Beach.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? It's a site out there in Power City, close to Suffolk and Chesapeake. These are all born from ideas.
That's right.
Everything that we manifest as true living gods is born from the power of our mind. Once that thought sets itself in motion, it gets what it needs to born itself and bring itself into existence. That's what God do. Brings himself into existence by the substance and material that exists around him. We bring life. What it say? I stimulate life and matter. We bring life into existence. We born to live it, not the dead. The dead is non-productive.
That's right, God.
That's what happens in the desert. It becomes non-productive. It can't be non-productive, man. God on the scene. I never heard that one.
Nah, me neither.
It can't be non-productive if God is on the scene. We bring it together. The devil teaches separation, my man. The devil is manifesting through grafting and separating. Taking something out of his true context and behavior, but according to himself. And now we have the weak and recessive germ. That which is weak and recessive can only manifest itself. That which is weak and recessive can only manifest itself. But the true and living God will bring all things, will make all things right and exact. That's our responsibility once we get the knowledge. First and foremost, we got to deal equally with that knowledge within ourselves. This is the equality one. So what we could do for ourselves, we could do for others. That's the equality, that's the supreme balance that brings forth the harmony. That's what we need. As we come together and build, now it's 3 times in 1. So if you can't make 3 ciphers, you can make 2. You can't make 2, you can make 1. You know what I'm saying? Then the last one, we started to travel back to Mecca. Remember, a lot of the gods here and from now why traveled out to various states. But the science, you got to bring that back to the root. Because sometimes when things separate itself from the root, what happens to it? It gets weak. It loses substance, especially if it's not rooted. It's going to look for something artificial to attach to. And that's where it's going to so-called get its life from. Or it's going straight up and die. It's going to die, become non-productive. That's why it's important, man, to survey the land. It speaks about that 93. It talks about the 23 million square miles. It speaks about land. The whole lesson talks about God, the earth, and the planet Earth. The devil's included. So when we study these things and study these actions, we understand how these things came about through interrogation, because I was always taught to interrogate all your degrees. Don't take nothing on face value. Take it through the who's, what, when's, hows, where, why. Take it through all that. That's how you learn. And that's how you teach. You gotta be a supreme student, man. You go out there, you gotta be strong. That's why we teach dietary. You gotta nourish the body. To be strong to do this every time. You gotta educate the mind to constantly be out there going against opposing forces. And that's how they attack us. They usually hit the children with the educational system, hit the women, try to get home to the gods. That's why we gotta lay the foundation, man. The God's laid it together, man. Don't expect nothing else to come together, man. That's why you ain't gonna really see too many women or children. The God's gotta get it together. We gotta be on the same page. We can't be beefing with one another. I can't hold you down, we beefing. We can't do it like that. We gotta come together. So when they see us come together, okay, damn, the women gonna come along. Then when the women come, the children go along. See, at this day and time, man, brothers became, so now, I bet you see a multitude of women here. Why should many brothers come out there? Come on, my man. We ain't chasing no dream. We see some brothers is weak when they see a woman. But some women don't like weak men. They might use them, but they don't like them. You know, eventually, that brother will get exposed. It happens all the time. So we come together, man, supposed to show that supreme equality, amongst each other, so that we can remain strong. We have to remain strong, man. Time is always now, man. So what we doing for ourselves, we got to gradually begin to do for others, in a sense of building up. We got to build mentally first, then we start to build physically. But we can't maintain no land or maintain no property if you can't manage yourself, man. That's why some of us don't have no business. That's why some of us don't have no profit. Because keep in mind that we have to attack business, because business is how we eat. Whether you work for somebody's business or you have your own business, this is how we eat. So we have to be in tune with these things, but we all have to start here. It starts here with the knowledge. We got to come together. We got to be able to trust each other. We can't run no business together. We don't trust each other. You know what I mean? We ain't comfortable with being around each other. We can't do that. So we're going to keep on coming back here to the drawing board until we get it right. And once we get it right, you will start to see other things materialize. Because like I said before, God manifests himself through the substance and material that exists around him. What we got to do is set things in motion. That's what the power is about. You set things in motion, but first you got to be rooted in the knowledge, man. The knowledge is what allows the power to be the strength that it is. You see what I'm saying? So with that I say peace. But first I'm going to say my name one more time, because I see brothers that wasn't here before just coming out. My name is Self-Born-Allah.
Hey.
Peace to the gods, peace to the earth.
Hey. Say something about one thing real quick. I just want to say.
Peace, Queens. I be True Reflection, the original black woman traveling at a terrific speed of 1,037 to 1/3 miles per hour within around my God's kingdom. So I'm listening to the God's will today and the earth are here adding on as well. And what I draw up from the power day today is that our power is coming together and recognizing and holding yourself accountable. First, you have to look inside and refine yourself before you can refine and build on, anyone else. So the most powerful thing that we have together is our love for one another. Your love for yourself and the love for one another. And us showing and proving, like the God said, coming together for a meeting, we have to list out the tools that we have to help one another. My God and I have a product that can help with your blood pressure, God. Because it's helped with ours. We have to know what's going on, what we have as tools to each other and share it. If we don't know that, we shouldn't be drinking soda. Everybody know that. We got a cooler of soda. But how am I going to say anything if I don't bring anything? So it's about being responsible, holding yourself accountable for your brothers and sisters, and reaching out so we all can add on and build together. We all have products. I know everybody has something here, but we don't know because we don't stay in contact with one another. Or we don't build. And it's easy to point fingers. It really is, but you gotta clean up yourself. So I would like to see us get together, have a meeting, write out who's here, who has what, who has, you can build, you say you build houses, you can help, somebody needs these tools. And we also have to be open to listening to each other. When it's not easy, it's not always easy to listen to each other and be, convicted and have a finger pointed at you. But you also got to understand that you got fingers pointed back at yourself. So I would like to see us add on and write down. Let's get together and see what tools we have to help each other. That's peace.
That's crazy she said that. Peace. That's crazy she said that because I was just getting ready to say, sister, that the meeting for which she just said can be held at my house after the show and prove. All right? The week after the show and prove. The week after the show and prove. That next week at my house, we will definitely talk about what she just talked about. I don't have to repeat it.
Saturday, God,
It doesn't matter. What's a good day for everybody that's in the 7 cities?
Saturday is fine.
Saturday? So Saturday, after the show and prove, my house. Peace. Everybody know I rest that.
Hey, let me say something real quick, right? We know who's out here in Norfolk, right? We know who's out here in Newport News. P-Town, Power City, we still irregular.
Right.
No brother
or
sister has really stepped up to the plate to
Force.
really be consistent with building. But guess what? There's a lot of brothers and sisters out there. 4 contact me in the last 3 days. 4 brothers and 1 sister contact me in the last. So the more we get the word out there through other means, sometimes word of mouth is one of the best ways, but social media can also be used as a tool. I thought that brother was still in that wild when he made a comment one time on the social media. He's right here with us. See what I'm saying? That's the power that can be used. It's how we use our power. Right. So I'm gonna say that. So the third Sunday is gonna be Power City. You know what I mean? And we starting with the same thing that every city out here in God City. We include topics to engage the people.
That's right.
Cause sometimes they get lost. They don't know what Supreme Mathematics or alphabet is. But when they come in, that's how we keep it.
Okay, let me ask you a question. If we have a parliament in Richmond on the third Sunday, then that's in conflict with y'all having the rally here on the third Sunday.
You gotta understand the science, God, that the rallies, we got God City to inside.
Yeah, we gotta go.
The rallies are to get them people in local areas together. Okay. See, once we get them people together, we can add on how we accordingly. See what I'm saying? But we gotta get the fight for our way together. Right. It's been a struggle. Right. See what I'm saying? We don't definitely forget about y'all, brother. Y'all don't forget about us. Yeah. But in the meantime, we gotta get them ciphers together.
This is together, yeah.
See what I'm saying? But the thing is, we gonna always be in tune.
Yeah, but not too. But I was building with the guard. Peace to the guards. Sword. I was building with the guards on that too, God. About we know that Richmond do the understanding week, and we started up the Portsmouth cipher with an understanding week. I said, but here's what I say: we could do an off Sunday. You understand? Like we can always have it where we don't have to have a cipher on the third Sunday in Portsmouth. We'll just have all the brothers and sisters go to Richmond and vice versa. You know, that'll be like a day. We do a field trip for the 7 cities. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking more or less, I got a van, why not? Let's do it. You know? That's how I look at that, God, because we got to unite. Of course, it's going to be in motion. True indeed is going to be in motion. Once Lord swore ahead is in motion, it's a wrap. Okay? It's a wrap. That's it. All right? That's what you say. It's going to happen.
How many cities are here right now?
Right. Well,
how many cities are here right now?
Hampton, Newport News.
No, I'm talking about right here, the 7 cities.
Right. It is right. It is
That's
right
what
here.
I'm talking about.
Williamsburg. Where you at? Chesapeake. Hampton, Newport News. Now Freedom. Nobody from Chesapeake. No Suffolk. No P-Town. P-Town was supposed to be here. Bless was supposed to be here, but she didn't show, so it's all love. We're gonna still go out there, regardless to whom or what. When me and God thought about the idea of uniting the 7 cities, Knowledge Math is along with us, God Victorious is along with us, God from Richmond supported the idea. Love all my brothers, because when we set out to do something, we have to move with one. There's a science to that science. And we have to be able to move as a collective.
collective goal together. Swore can't be going this way. So can't be going that way. Law light can't be going this way. You know what I mean? But everybody, right, indeed. See, like the God said, Allah had to do this by himself. Okay? Okay, I'm going to say that again. Allah had to do this by himself. Okay? When he came, it won't no peace God. It won't nobody there but himself. He looked in the mirror and said, who is the original man? Me. That's what he said. I'm the original man. That's what he said. So I'm going to make something original. And he born the nation of gods and earths. I'm sorry, that's what he did. That's the history. So now we take that same example. See, I'm going to back up too. Allah 5% was his wife and his kids. Did y'all hear me? Allah 5% was his wife and his kids. Your 5% is your wife and your kids. Where they at? That's the science. Huh? So now born your nation. Each and every last one of you. Each and every last one of you are Allah. Now born your nation. We know each other. We can do it. We've been around each other for years. We did time with that God. I done did time with that God. I came home to these brothers. Came home to these brothers at this same cipher.
I met you before you
did. Came here when I came home in 2005. Came right here. Yes, sir. Ramel was here. Allah Truth was here. Shebang was here. Who else was here? Rashid. A lot of brothers was here. A lot of brothers was here. I'm still here. I'm going to stay here. You understand? Because I'm going to plant my equality. I'm going to plant my roots. I'll never go nowhere. Nobody out here intelligence supersede mine because I'm Allah. That's how I speak that way. Any other way I can't speak like that because it is Allah who gave that to me. And nobody can take it from me. If you don't love your brother, then you don't love Allah. If you don't love your sister, then you don't love Allah. You bickering with your brother, then you don't love yourself. There's something in you don't like. Put that bull crap away. Like I said in Mecca, when I was a kid, I spoke as a kid. Now I'm a grown man, I speak as a grown man. And I do grown man things. Put the childish things away. And let the babies do the childish things. You can't act like the babies, God. You got to be God. You got to be a man. Allah born God. Are you born in God or are you born in devil? Was we born in division or is we born in separation or is we born in unification? Yeah, I said it that way. Division first, then separation. Because the moment you decide you want to divide, then it's a separation. Let's unify. We can't get it together as black people. Forget it as a nation of gods and earths. We can't even get it together as a black people. We can't even walk past each other and say, hey, black man, how you deal with peace? We can't do this. Hey, peace, black man, we can't do this. We don't know how to do that because we don't trust each other. That's why. That's why it won't happen. Because I don't trust you, father, son. You might run off with the bag. See? Put the drugs and the money on the table, and you see the devil. That's the science of why I need this meeting. So we can rid the devil from amongst us. Because before we start an organization, we got to have a unification in the community. Understand that. It ain't about who know what. I don't care what you know. What I want to know is, do you love Allah? The rest is relevant. I don't teach you the rest. Peace, God.
Peace, God. I just want to say this, right? When we in the community, God, we got to be close enough where they can hear this sound travel 1,120 feet per second. And I was saying if we was closer to the basketball court, because when you're closer to the basketball court, the sound travels. And we're going to attract. Because we have had parliaments in Victory of Law where we was by the basketball court. And it attracted, you know what I'm saying, the babies or the young men that was around there to hear our sound travel. Even when we had it in Clay Park, we was in the middle of the park. And they had people around us. The playground was right there where they was, you know, the kids was playing, the parents was there. And then you had the homeless that was around there too. We was teaching them all.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, God.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
We need to have parliaments and go right in the community.
That's right.
And all of us, if we unify, we go right there in the community and hold a parliament.
I agree. I'm with you.
We want to talk about teaching and bringing and making the parliaments bigger, right?
Yeah.
Bringing people, bring someone with you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Then we'll see the unification.
Peace.
You know, like right here, we need to be close to that basketball court.
Right. Teach. Teach.
You know what I'm saying? We go in the projects, man, where the kids is at, where the babies is at. Go to the park.
That's right. That's what we did.
But where we located at, you know what I'm saying? You know, we isolated.
Be traditional.
You know what I'm saying?
New
And
position.
God, you brought the banner, but you ain't hanging up.
I ain't had this stick, God.
Because people is riding by and they see a crowd of us, they want to know what's going on. But when they see the banner, they're going to know. We the nation of God's nurse. You know what I'm saying? Through us building in the parks, man, people have walked up just to hear the sound travel. Walked up to do the knowledge. Because the sound attracted. Like as loud as you speak and I speak, you know what I'm saying? They can halfway hear to the basketball. Especially you.
Already, God. He definitely heard
Especially you, God. You know
heard
what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, he heard you over there.
But yeah, sound travel, God, 1,120 feet per second. Knowledge 120. You know what I'm saying? So if we want to, we got to be the peace. We are the peace with the magnetic. But we got to see how the magnetic draw. We got to draw the uncivilized. We can't draw each other. Because you already here. We trying to get them. That's the magnetic. Once you got magnetic, you got to know what to do with it and where to position yourself. That's teaching. You want to teach? We say we the teachers. Got to put yourself in position. And that's my bill.
I got one more announcement.
Hold on, I'll say you had something to say, though.
Let's get an announcement.
Want to add on, God? Want the young God to add on? Let the young God add on.
Earlier you was...
No, the young God.
Please. My brother.
I'm Royal, here representing my colleague, who's voicing myself.
Hey.
Peace, God.
Today is power refinement, and the way I see that is power is to spread knowledge regardless to who wants to hear it or not. And there are always going to be people, they have questions, and people that don't believe you. Never going to be someone that believes you immediately. So to
answer those questions, you can't paint a picture with half the instructions. So what you need to do is that's how you get refinement. You need to get refinement before you get teach knowledge and power. Peace.
I want to say something. Come on, do something, bro.
Right God is one God?
Probably so. You're speaking about the instructions, right? The instructions is the order of the day, right? And how Allah showed and proved His power, right? That's how you standing in that cycle right now, which took place in the year 1. You know what the year 1 is? What's the year 1? That's power. It gives you the ability to stand where you stand right now. Without that power, you wouldn't exist. Without His vision, you wouldn't exist. Without His instructions, you wouldn't exist. Because you are a reflection of your Father, right? So your Father taught you. But guess who taught Him?
It's my fault.
And it's through Allah that you exist now. From the year 1. You know what the year 1 is?
Yes.
What is it?
1964.
That's right, God.
That's right, God. That's right.
Point.
That's how you show your power, by being a representation of year 1. And continue to plant that seed.
Hey.
Peace to the gods.
Be great. Peace.
Ourself, peace.
Ourself. Peace, God.
Coming to the cipher under the name Ourself Allah.
Hey.
Today's mathematics is power of fun. Power is the truth. Power is the truth. There's both light and knowledge. Refinement is the cleanse. Purify yourself. I first came to the knowledge of self in 2004. Came right here to this cipher in 2006. Of course, I met my Mal, you know what I'm saying? Born Savior, everybody was here. All the gods, knowledge. So, this always been the foundation for the God City for me. Always was. I'm proud of the God right here for starting New Harvest.
Peace.
You know what I'm saying? There's still a lot of work to do out there. There's a lot of work to do in all these cities. But it's all about uniting. You know what I'm saying? Come on, you always come down here. You know what I'm saying? You don't live out here. The God's here almost at every cipher. I love it. But we got to unite the 7 cities, and we got a lot of work to do. A lot of work. All the stuff that's going on every week. You know what I'm saying? Like the God said, blood pressure high, so stress. Stress. We got to take better care of ourselves. Mentally and physically. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad the Queen brought that up. My blood pressure crazy too, so I might get with you too, brother. Yo, my joint's crazy. But like she said, we do gotta unite and start having these meetings. And start doing the job. I should be able to come to you and be like, yo, God, I'm not working right now. You know what I'm saying? You got y'all, you know, to I have to help with this, so I need advice we can. God's got their own truck company doing their thing, doing trucks. Imagine we just all chipped in and unified and invest into that. Everything be self-taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Everything. Trades. Who's the electrician? Who's the plumber? You know what I mean? Who's doing this? Who's doing that? I just want to get back to that stage to where I should be able to call on anybody for anything and get advice. So we got all the resources we need right here in this nation. With that, I just want to say peace.
Hey, yo, God, I just want to say, man, all the brothers is talking about how many people they done taught, right? I'm saying, where they at? Where they at? You talk about how many people you taught, where they at? I just got this, that's my bill right there. Where they at?
Please, I want to make an announcement real quick. I'm out of here, man. Nas Culture Day, 14th. Victory of Law Family Day. We held in New Lord your God.
Lord your God.
Lord your God. The second Sunday of that month. The flyers will be going out probably tonight. You know what I mean? So in my contact, and I know when it hit your contact, we're gonna flood it. You know what I mean?
No.
Get pace.
That's what I want to say. Just keep the energy going. You know, I ain't been around probably as much as most of the cycle, but I've been around enough. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm Freedom at the Cypher, right? You know what I mean? So, I'm a grown man. That's right, y'all. Grown ass man. You know what I'm saying?
Grown man.
So, one thing I have seen, and I've been a part of it at times, the energy starts to slow down once you leave the cycle. Now, keep it going. Keep it going. All these ideas, let's keep it going. Let's stop letting it stop here. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Keep it going. You know what I mean? Mathematics is different. Peace.
Peace.
I want to add this on too, because when you speak about that rotation or the rapidness of energy, right? It's dealing with time, right? And you know, I came up with this acronym for time, right? And time is teaching individuals mathematics exists. Right?
Something studying the clock.
You gotta get yourself off the clock, because I'll put us back on the clock as masters. He took us off the clock and put us back on the clock as masters. Come on. Right? So the God was speaking about the harvest and governing time. You can't govern time if you're not teaching. Teaching individuals mathematics exists. That's time. That's the most constant thing that we have besides change. Right? Now let's look at change. Seeing him allows natural growth every day. That's change. Seeing he or her allows natural growth every day. Right here? So, but we have to be a product of that by teaching it. I don't want to be, I mean, if I have to be the cremator, I mean, I am. That's just what it is. But I just want you to know and understand, you know, I was dissatisfied at 64. So he taught his first seed. So he changed the course of time. Teaching individuals mathematics exists. That first individual that he taught was who? Peace, y'all. See, this is the beginning of change. Because he began to unite the seeds. So after he taught Black Messiah, he taught who?
Absalom. Salam.
Right. Okay, so have you heard what the God said? You heard what the God said, right?
Al-Jabbar became firstborn prince. Second born. For the mind of the law.
Who's the pastor? What you said?
Al-Jabbar.
Which born?
Second born.
I know Absalom was being the second born. I wasn't there.
Indeed.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
And then Al-Jabbar.
Then Al-Jabbar.
Prince was the third. So indeed, Al-Jabbar is the third seed.
To my knowledge,
To my knowledge.
yeah, which was Prince.
Indeed.
So I see time need to be and change need to be put in place here
Right.
too.
See? There we go. Perfect. There we go.
Time was still being repeated because it was needed at that time. So he continued to keep teaching. So then he taught his third seed, who was there. Who later became, I don't want the Muslim name, I want the righteous name. See, this is what ciphers do, y'all. We teach. It ain't putting you on the spot. We teach it.
That's right, dog. You know.
He's our first nation. So if anybody asks you who our first civilization, God. Yellow seed, third one born from the mind of God.
So, with this process, right? With this process taking place, change was taking place, right? And this was the uniting of the seeds. This is the beginning of the uniting of the seeds. This is when time and change began to correlate, right? Because this is the beginning of the birth of change by uniting the black, the brown, and the yellow. Black Messiah was your black. Who was the second? Come on, God, it came. It just manifested.
Take knowledge more. Why you asking those questions, God?
Awesome.
Right. What you trying to show? You trying to show them something.
I'm showing them change and how time and change correlates.
True indeed.
Right? How time and change correlates. Right? As I said before, time is teaching individuals mathematics exists. Right? Change is seeing he or her allows natural growth every day. You see how they correlate this? But then you have to look at the spark that created this time and this change. And it started with Allah. Because he taught his first, which was Black Messiah, which was a black seed. Everything starts with the knowledge, which was a black seed. The wisdom is the carrier of that knowledge. Then the understanding is born through that understanding seed. This is how we can say a seed is a seed. By uniting the seeds. But if you don't understand the science of that climate change, because there was a climate change, because he changed the climate of Harlem in 1964. You want to know how? Say it, please. That's how you did it.
Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. You know, how many people know the history of the Nation of Islam and Malcolm X? You know that. We both know that. We know the history of Nation of Islam and Malcolm X and how he set out the Nation of Islam to be what it is. Okay, that's cool. See, check it out. A lot of people look at Malcolm, a lot of people look at all these 4 leaders and stuff, and admire them, and forget to become them. Peace. I ain't got no long brought will for that. Become the man that you see and you admire. Malcolm set out in man. He dropped dumb temples in the U.S. I want to drop a law school in that state. That's what I want to do. On some Jesus. You feel me?
I'm not. I gotta put the risk in the game. I'm coming to risk in the game.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be on New Harvest page. Because I got it on mute and I'm recording it. If I'd have went live, it'd have been over. I wouldn't even did. It wouldn't even made it halfway. It would have made it 10 seconds. That's it. 10 seconds. Hey, yo, where you at?